Very good evening to you guys and welcome back to another vlog. So I hope you are all doing well. Once again I am come to Rasalkhor market because one of my subscriber from India, he asked me one question, and the question was that can JDM cars be exported to India from Dubai? So let's see what are the kind of vehicles over here which are available, what kind of specs, what are the specs. Of course they're Japanese specs only, so this video is going to be only about Japanese vehicles, okay, only JDM cars over here. And what are types of vehicles that are available, because from Japan there's so many cars. Okay, you must have seen the happiness on my face now because this is a car market and I love cars. So let's answer this question, but before that we'll see what are the types of vehicles that are available, which brands, and let me answer the question to you. So let's begin with the vlog. Okay guys, so let's begin with the vlog. So this is Rasalkhor market. This is zone number A. Okay, so there are many zones over here. If I show you, yeah, so this is basically zone number A. So we start from this because there's a lot of JDM cars parked over here. So first and foremost, let's see the Mark X. Okay, so this is basically Toyota Mark X, a very legendary car from Japan, but it's only limited to Japanese market. So this is basically Toyota Mark X, Japanese specs, of course, limited only to Japan, but now this vehicle has been imported to Dubai and it will be going to the African market. Okay, so this is a kind of vehicle which is definitely required for the GCC, but Japan has only restricted to the Japanese market. That's why it's called the JDM Legend, and only after a certain amount of time these cars can be exported. Okay, so if you see from the looks of the vehicle, this is basically a 2006, 2008 or 2010 model, but after a certain amount of years you can export this cars to different countries. So that's why it has landed up in the Middle East and will be going to Africa as well. Okay, so looks actually quite nice and good. And if you see, this is basically a right hand drive. Okay, just like how we have in India and Pakistan, right? The same way, this steering wheel is over here. Otherwise steering wheels are normally over there, so the steering wheel is over here. That means it's a right hand drive car. Okay, over here also you have one more vehicle. I'm not sure what is this, but it's a right hand drive. So this is also from Japan, but let's see. Again, now this logo is quite different, looks like a smaller Kia or something, but I'm not sure. It should be a Toyota only. Yeah, this is also Toyota. Okay, and the name is Clavia Vita. Okay, Clavia Vita by Toyota. I guess this is based on some Yaris platform or something, I'm not very sure. Okay, but even if you see now, it's a very old car, maybe 2000s or something. This is basically an automatic, if you see. Yeah, and this also has come for exports only. So anyone wants a smaller vehicle, no, they can opt for this kind of vehicle. So Japan makes a lot of vehicles, but they're restricting it only to Japan. Okay, because Japanese people are very small. Okay, they are not like us. So because of that, they are making these small kind of vehicles and all. Okay, so that's why they are called JDMs only. Then over here you have one, yeah, let's see over here, this one. Okay, so this basically is a Lincoln. Okay, this is not a Japanese car, but this is manufactured in Japan. Okay, but for exports now. Okay, so this is a very old vintage vehicle. Okay, and it has landed up again in the Rasalkhor market. So looks actually quite nice and good, if you see. And it's a limousine. Okay, so it's a very stretched big limousine. Let me just show it to you. Now this vehicle is on the way. Yeah, so it's a very big stretched limousine. Okay, it's a classic one. Okay, very old vintage. See, just like a bus it has been over here. So this is manufactured in Japan, but not for the Japanese market, but for exports. And if you see the steering wheel also, no, it's on the left hand drives. Okay, so you can register this vehicle. Maybe in the UAE you can get a classic number plate also, because this has been over 30 years now. So you can drive this over here, okay, in the UAE. So to register under the classic number plate also, but I'm not very sure why it has landed up over here in the Rasalkhor market. Okay, but looks actually quite nice and good. Okay, it's a stretched limousine. Mostly now all these big businessmen and all these are the people who will be buying this kind of vehicles. Okay, so Lincoln looks actually quite nice and good. Okay, so very big. Then over here you have one Hiace. Okay, so this is basically a right hand drive van, okay, imported. Now Toyota Hiace is sold throughout the world, but mostly in the Middle East. These are the places where people buy such kind of vehicles, okay, because of the use and all, okay. It never dies, Toyota never dies for you all, okay. And it says over here Toyota Hiace 1999, white and blue, 4-wheel drive. Oh my god, this is a 4-wheel drive and it's a 3000cc. Okay, so Japan was way ahead of time when it used to produce manufacture, you know, such kind of legends. Okay, so nowadays this all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive are not available, okay, because these are just like front wheel drives, but this one used to get in 4x4. Okay, then we have a Nissan over here. This is again JDM vehicle. Now this Nissan, it's a Rogue, I guess, or it is basically some different name only, but looks actually quite nice and good. But in the American market it's known as Nissan Rogue. In the GCC it's some different name, I completely forgot about it, but anyways, not very sure about that. But you know, it's a right hand drive again, not a left hand drive, okay, right hand drive just like India. So you can definitely import these vehicles, okay. Of course it requires a lot of detailing, and the lights also have been completely buffed off. Then we have a Daihatsu, okay. Daihatsu is a company from Japan only, okay. Sorry, it's a company from Japan, comes under Toyota only. So Toyota is the one who owns this kind of vehicles. So small Daihatsu vehicles, okay, manufactured by Toyota, okay. And if you see, a booklet also is there down over here, written in all Japanese, okay. So all these Japanese cars are there. Again a right hand drive vehicle, okay. Daihatsu Kid, Terios Kid 2008. It's a front wheel drive, 660cc, okay. So very small vehicle, okay. It can actually compete with the Alto and all. So fuel average will be very low, so you can definitely think about buying this kind of vehicles. Yeah, and if you see the inside and all, still, I mean, it gets a lot of features as compared to India, as compared to your Alto, okay. So even the fabric seats, and they are in a perfect condition, okay, will not require any maintenance also. Yeah, even if you see, it looks like a mini crossover, like, you know, but it's a very small hatchback only. Yeah, and people in Japan know, they actually respect their vehicles. They keep their vehicles in a proper way. That's why you see, okay, so much of space is there, just like some Wagoner and all, just like how you have Suzuki Wagoner, no? Now this company Daihatsu, it belongs to Toyota only, but as you know, Daihatsu is not there in India. Toyota also, like, they sell all premium cars only in India now, and their rebadging actually works so by Maruti. Otherwise they are all the same vehicles only, but these are the original JDM vehicles, okay, but never came to India. This is basically a Toyota Nova, okay. So this is basically a 7-seater, okay, Toyota Nova. I can't go behind because it's very congested over here. Yeah, but let me just show it to you. Oh my god, look at the premium side of this vehicle, man. This is also a Toyota Nova, but you know, it's a 7-seater. It's like a mostly like a camper vehicle, I would say. Oh, it competes with the Kia Carens, Clavis, okay. So these are the vehicles which it you know, competes with. And this is also a very old vehicle. Now, these are not like recent vehicles, you know, these are all old vehicles, but you can definitely export this to different countries. Mostly this will be going to Africa and all, okay. So looks actually quite nice and good. Yes guys, so the next vehicles over here, India's most loved vehicle and sold globally. This is basically Suzuki Swift, okay. So these are basically from Japan. These are not from India. They are through JDM Legends, okay. So we have the red one, okay, and we have the black one also. So both the colors looks absolutely amazing. I guess this was one little bit older variation, and this is a new like a little bit recent one, I would say, but older vehicles only, okay. These are not like more than 2005, maybe 2014 2015 variants, okay. Maybe this is a 2010, maybe this is a little bit higher version, but you know, both of them are right hand drives, okay. So you can drive it in India, you can drive this in the UAE, okay, unless until you change the steering wheel over here towards the left hand drive, and only then you can buy, okay. So right hand drive cars is really quite nice and good. Again, Toyota Nova, so I was showing you from the behind. So this is a smaller version of Toyota Nova, again a 7-seater, okay. Looks quite premium and gets so many features, okay. These are through JDM Legends, okay, even if you see from inside. But if you see the logo now, it will see has N, okay. So N is Nova, but Toyota has not badged with the Toyota, but inside if you see, it's Toyota, okay. Everything is Toyota only over here. Then again another Toyota, no, I was showing you of the other side. So these are also small vehicles, 660cc and all. So these are all right hand drive vehicles, okay, just like how we have India and all. Okay, so if at all you want to change the steering wheel now, you have to change it on the other side and then you can have it. Now I don't know about the parts and all, maybe you might get it or no, but you might not get this. Okay, so and another vehicle behind, total JDM legend. Okay, so you see over here so many cars. Yeah, so now these cars are very dirty because they're standing inside the market, so I can't show it to you. Okay, but the steering wheel is over here. Otherwise for UAE the steering wheel is over there, but the steering wheel is over here. Another Suzuki Swift over here. Then I'll show you furthermore, this is a Crown, okay, Toyota Majestia Crown. I know this vehicle. Even if you see now, the logo is completely of Crown. There's a lot of Toyota. So Toyota has a lot of logos, okay, because they have like so many markets that they have to follow. Some in Japanese market only, JDM, they have so many logos. Okay, so throughout the world they use the Toyota logo, they use the Lexus logo, but in Japan they have a lot of different variations, just to make sure that the Japanese people get the best out of it. So this is also Toyota Majestia, okay, Crown Majestia it's called. Okay, and if you see the alloy wheels and all, okay, totally rusted now because they're standing in the market. But you know, see the logo also looks actually quite nice and good, and the steering wheels on the right hand drive. Okay, I don't know why these vehicles they don't come for the UAE market and all, because they have kept only like Lexus and all, but these are the kind of vehicles now where people actually buy a lot. Okay, so many. See, even if you see, yeah, Crown, usually for Mercedes-Benz they put the Maybach logo over here, but over here they have kept the Crown logo. So they are also trying to compete throughout the world. So many features, so many things over here. Okay, so many vehicles. Okay, even if you see Swift, okay, it's written in Japanese over here, if you see. Yeah, so these are not your Indian vehicles, these are Japanese vehicles. Okay, so it looks actually quite nice and good. Yes guys, so the next vehicle over here, my personal favorite, Toyota Harrier, another Japanese legend, only and only for the Japanese market, not for the GCC, but looks so premium, so good. This will be almost 10 to 12 years old vehicle now, okay, even maybe 15 years old, but these are only for Japanese markets. Okay, so looks actually quite nice and good. I don't know why they don't launch it for the UAE market, because I guess because of Lexus they don't. Okay, because then no one will go and buy Lexus. Okay, so that's the reason Toyota has so many patents, trademarks. Okay, so this is also their logo of a bird. Okay, so a Japanese bird, not a falcon. Okay, so this is some kind of Japanese bird. Okay, so this is Toyota Harrier. Okay, same body line, same chassis as the Lexus RX series. Okay, if you see the steering wheel on that side, okay, right hand drive, otherwise the steering would have been over here, but it looks so good, my god, so much, and such a premium looking vehicle. Okay, premium features. Yeah, Toyota Harrier, Oscar Toyopet. Okay, so it's written in Japanese over here. Yes, it looks actually quite nice and good. Here also Toyota Nova, Toyota Harrier, another one. Okay, looks actually quite nice and good, premium. Another Swift over here. Okay, Toyota Nova on the no, this is Toyota Velfire. Okay, so this is also Toyota Velfire. Okay, this is sold globally, but this is yeah, right hand drive. Okay, but see the wooden finish and all. This is maybe aftermarket, not very sure, but looks actually quite nice and good. Okay, these are all newer vehicles. Okay, so these are all newer vehicles. You can buy it for GCC, or you can export it to a GCC. You can buy and drive it over here also in UAE also. You can do this. Okay, so these are all, see, Japanese market. Okay, so many Japanese. Okay, all right hand drive, Okay, Toyota Rush over here. Okay, this is also right hand drive vehicle. Yeah, so Toyota Harrier, Toyota Crown. Okay, so these are two legends. Okay, one a sedan and one an SUV. Okay, one crossover and one full size sedan. Okay, looks so premium. Okay, Crown logo. This is Toyota Majestia Crown. This is a Daihatsu, but is this a hatchback? Yeah, this is a hatchback. I thought this is a sedan. This is a hatchback, but still, okay, looks actually quite nice. Okay, this is a Toyota. Someone put a Daihatsu logo in a Toyota. Okay, and if you see the steering wheel and all, it looks like a Innova steering wheel over there. Okay, it's a full size automatic vehicle, but it's what do you call, Yeah, it's a Blade. Okay, it's Toyota Blade. So many vehicles. Okay, based on the same platform as Yaris only. Okay, but not available for the UAE market. Yes guys, next up over here, these are all Japanese buses. Okay, usually I don't showcase all these buses and all, because for me I don't show JDM school buses and all these kind of things. But yes, let's just showcase this. So these are all Japanese right hand drive buses. Okay, so these are very old vehicles. Okay, most probably this will be like 15 to 20 years old now. Okay, so these are all right hand drives. Okay, this is a left hand drive, this is also a left hand drive, but this is also a right hand drive. Okay, Nissan vehicle over here. Okay, it's a bus and it's a right hand drive. You see, yeah, usually the steering wheel has to be over here, but the steering wheel is over there. So these are like in such prestige condition na. It's near to like not used only. It's something like this, but these are all older vehicles. And here you have one Mitsubishi Fuso Rosa. Now in UAE, even if you go to Mitsubishi na, heavy vehicles part, then they have this kind of vehicles. Okay, so this Mitsubishi and all, they manufacture it in UAE also. Okay, the same design will be there, certain changes here and there, but this is basically a 10 to 12 year old vehicle from Japan. Okay, and I guess this part is the bus is open, so let's go a little bit inside and see. Yeah, this is the condition of the bus. Okay, my god, this is I guess a 30-seater vehicle, 20 or 25, 30-seater maybe, because in between also there are like seats over here, so people will sit on the seats first, the main seats, and there'll be a seat over here, okay, on the side. Okay, you can sit, because when I used to go for driving classes now guys, this kind of vehicles used to come to pick us up from the metro station. So one side the seat used to be over here, then you can fold this seat and you can sit over here. Okay, so this is the level of Japanese engineering. Okay, so these Fuso buses are there in the UAE, we can go and buy it also, but this is basically a right hand drive. So in UAE this will be over here and the door will be over there. Okay, so right now in UAE you can't drive this vehicle because the door is on this side. Usually the door has to be on the other side. Okay, so this is basically right hand drive, so you can import this vehicle to India and all, wherever there are like right hand drive markets. Okay, but you have to make structural changes for the UAE. Okay, because UAE can't buy it, so it's always better to go and buy it new or some used vehicle for the GCC market, but not this. Okay, so if you see such pristine condition, okay, even if you see the seats and all na, so good. Of course you need a lot of detailing and all. I don't want to go very inside, but looks actually quite nice and good. Okay, so this is the level okay, of Japanese, because they take really good care. Even if you see the roof lining and all na, even though the door was open, but still it's such in a pristine condition now. Okay, if it was the GCC or UAE, here the door would have been, okay, instead of getting out from here, the door would have been here and the seat would have been on this side. Okay, so you can't buy this, we have to export this only. But yeah, looks actually quite nice and good. So yes guys, so that was it for today's vlog. I hope you like all the cars in the market. So to answer today's question, can these cars be imported to India? Okay, can JDM cars imported to Dubai can be exported to India? Okay, so to tell you frankly, no, these vehicles can't be exported to India. There's a reason for it, because India has 100% tax. Okay, secondly, these vehicles are actually from Japan. Okay, that's why they're called JDMs, and these are all old vehicles. Okay, so these are the vehicles which are like 15-year-old, 10-year-old vehicle. And in Japan there is one rule that once the car gets older by 10 years now, then the government doesn't want you to keep the vehicles. Okay, they want you to buy newer vehicles. So those vehicles which are 10 years and above, they can be re-registered, they can be passed, but the problem is that these vehicles insurance and the maintenance cost, registration cost becomes too expensive. Okay, so the government doesn't want you to keep the vehicle. Sometimes the cost goes up by so much that it becomes very difficult for the owners to buy and maintain such kind of vehicles. So that's the reason the government is not encouraging any Japanese the JDM car owners to keep this vehicle. That's the reason you see all these vehicles are lying over here in this kind of vehicles. So the government wants the vehicle owners to sell off their vehicles, buy new ones, and then these vehicles come into auctions. Okay, so these vehicles that you see behind me and all, this go through a Japanese auction. You can go to Japan, you can buy them from there. So people over here in the UAE, what they do is they have some auctioners and all, so they go, they buy these vehicles and then they bring it to Dubai. Now in Dubai, as you know, there is 0% taxation. Okay, so you don't have to pay any road tax, you don't have to pay any kind of taxation. Government also wants you to buy these vehicles over here and then export this. Okay, so UAE doesn't have any tax, you can just import them. Yes, customs and all you have to pay, so definitely that you can't avoid, but customs also are very cheap over here, so you don't have to pay a lot of money. Okay, secondly, cars from here they go mostly to Africa. Okay, so because of the JDM legendary, there is a saying that Toyotas never die, or Japanese vehicles, they are very low on maintenance. So that's the reason Africa and all places like Ghana and Uganda, they prefer such kind of vehicles. Okay, so if at all you want to export cars from Japan, okay, then the thing is that you have to export them from Japan, and the vehicle can't be 3 years old. These vehicles over here, they are like, of course, more than 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, even 30-year-old vehicles are seen over here. Okay, so you can't export them to India. And secondly, Indian customs, they have to pay them like almost 100 to 125% of custom duty. Okay, which makes the vehicle like very expensive. So if a vehicle is costing maybe around 10 lakhs or 12 lakhs over here, it will be like around 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs. So in India also now you have so many kind of luxury cars and all, so you can go directly and buy it over there. Because buying a car in Dubai, okay, buying a JDM car in Dubai and exporting it to the Indian market or Pakistani market and all, it makes it very difficult. Yes, in Pakistan there are many JDM cars also, so directly Pakistan also imports. So Pakistani tax system and all, it's a little bit different, but I'm talking mostly about Indian tax system. Okay, so Indian tax system is very old, so you can prefer to buy cars in India. Okay, you can go to any new showroom and buy, instead of buying these old vehicles. I know there are a lot of features, these cars are very reliable, they are well maintained. Okay, because Japanese people respect their cars, they are not like us. Okay, they really respect the car. That's the reason you'll see the interiors, the exteriors and all, they're such mint condition. Okay, now if you ask me, can you buy these vehicles and drive it over here, then in certain cases yes, there are certain vehicles you can right hand drive vehicles which you can convert. Okay, you'll have to first buy the vehicle, then you have to convert them. There are many shops over here, okay, many workshops over here, I want to say, that convert this vehicle from right hand drive to left hand drive, and then you can go and drive this vehicle. But certain JDM cars you can't, like Toyota Harrier you can't, okay, because there is Lexus RX series, so you can buy that Lexus RX series instead of buying the Toyota Harrier. Then Toyota Crown, Majestia, no. But certain vintage cars, no, then you can register them over here in right hand drive only, don't have to convert them over here, like Toyota Crown and all. Okay, Toyota Majestia can be, but Toyota Crown, which is like almost 30 years old, so in Dubai government now has one good thing is that they give you like Dubai registration also, but for that the condition of the vehicle has to be stock, completely stock. You can't modify the vehicle, you can't put any body kits, nothing. They have to be in pure stock. Okay, and there are like certain criteria also which you have to pass, only then you can get this vehicle registered over here. Okay, so I hope I have answered your question. Okay, can these cars be registered? Then definitely you can't export this. But yes, for Africa market, so those people who are watching from Africa, no, y'all can come and buy. So this is like a gold mine for y'all. Dubai is the place where you can buy and export cars to Africa. Y'all can make the vehicle steering, left hand right hand drive to left hand drive and all, depending upon your country how you all have the steering wheel over there. Okay, so this was the Russell Cars JDM car market. I have already uploaded previous vlogs also, so you can come and you can go and see those videos. And yes, this market has a lot of other spec vehicles also which you can buy. If you want a new vehicles, you get new vehicles. If you want older vehicles, you can get older vehicles also. So this was Russell Cars car market to you guys. I hope you have liked today's vlog. So that was it. I hope we will meet very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next upcoming vlog.